At it from the northeast side of the map, cutting down through the middle. Our players, we've got cameras focused on all of them. They are under the hot lights of the studio, down on the stage, ready to get things done as we wait for our gameplay to come on through.
We're just coursing through right now, keeping it calm, chilled out. Players do jump on out. Slows down, we're heading over towards test track to start things off. We know the Neox factory is going to be an absolute slobber knocker over in that direction, but how many teams are going to end up over there? That is the real question as we head on through. There was actually a lot of engagement down towards Danqing during the test matches. We'll see if that's the case here, but it does seem to me that Neox factory is the place of choice for plenty of these teams. Thunder Talk, though, however, taking a very, very chilled out approach over towards the north side in Bamboo. They've got a 4-man split over here. Ulf also towards Stadium. But it's 4 Thrives, actually. You got IQ getting very, very close over towards Geeke, and that is their player to go for the recalls. So he wants to get past there without harm, without pressure. But Hazaifa already opening up over towards Coops, of all people. Come on.
And they might not even need IQ out there to go for the recalls if they can take this fight. Looks like they have lost one player already, though. Enigma Galaxy trying to turn things around as well. But as you say, they've lost Coops right off the bat. And Ralph's the next to fall. Goes down to Hoxie. Kiwoom DRX. Everybody gets stuck in. This is what you see on Rondo. It is madness in Neox factory.
Nice.
A big nade threaded on up, and it's finding 1 and 2. Falak charges on forwards, and they're cutting the rosters in half. The volley back through the door, though, puts him back in his place, and Hazaifa has to hold it down. Satan around the corner. Hazaifa needs to hold, and he's good for 1. Ralph can't quite connect either, and now he has a 1 versus 1. Ralph is low, and he finds it. Hazaifa keeping him safe. Falak back on up.
The spray comes through, and 4 Thrives looking good, looking neat on this side of the map. I like the play for Falak as well. Insane grenade, banked off the doorstep, but knew he had to jump up there quickly because KRX was stealing away all the eliminations. 4 Thrives start off the game at a 4 elim count. It looks really mighty strong. Furia were able to get 1 in the process. Most teams getting back up again, but the biggest disappointment so far is Enigma Galaxy. They lost all 4 players in the first minute of the game.
You can't be doing that. That is not good news. And on such an important map, they get no points. They didn't even get that refrag, losing repeated challenges. And I don't know if they lost a player on an outpost, if they sent someone away, if they committed. We're on board, though, with Flower trying to get the spray down. Furious giving it a good go. And Maple is there, looking to take down the crossing, does so effectively. And now Kiwoom DRX have to find something else.
Maple looking sweet like syrup in that engage there now, looking over towards KRX. Benny down low on his belly, moving out with the JS9, see if we can get done with that. Reverb comes through with the M249 over towards the Tanky. AKOP though is clapping back over towards Reverb. To see. Benny spraying through the smoke at the moment. It's a pretty awkward bit of terrain to work around here inside the building.
Hoxie and Benny trying to hold down the angle. The smoke's keeping them in cover for now. Just constant harassment from Maple. Pushing them back and forth this way, that way. But he's allowed his players to step in towards it. Maple goes low, but doesn't quite connect. Nobody's hitting the shots, and finally Hoxie falls. Maple wants to flush, and will be able to find it. Scarpering around the corner now to get away from the rest of the fight. He doesn't want any more to chew down on. He's already done bits.
Through the smoke there, everyone was suffering. Benny's currently on fire as well. This is a nightmarish area to be in with the sidelines available. It's all a bit awkward. Maple will find another. I think he was able to secure that as well, which is nice to see. Hazaifa does go down, but so far 4 Thrives have been living over on the southwest side of Neox. AKOP pulled back almost immediately by Orangutan there. Oh, the predict. Heard the M79 going off and just thought he would spray on through. He has been a monster inside a Neox factory so far, and he has been producing those eliminations coming straight off the end of the conveyor belt.
It is now neck and neck on eliminations from the hot drops, and it looks like the two titans of Neox Factory want to get stuck in against each other. Falak charging forwards there. Maple looking for the heals. He's allowed to get the first aid kit off, but still has a health disadvantage. The S12K in close range could prove to be pivotal, though, as Falak opens up for the charge around the corner, goes wide, and what a swing from Falak! Up and into the air, hopping about, the bunny rabbit bites.
I mean, the S12K versus the JS9, I mean, it's sort of even, but you would probably eke that out with the S12K there. Oh man, I mean, that's Falak all over though. The guy is criminal when it comes to those 1v1s. Looks good though, and finally our observers are like, yeah, let's take a look at the other portion of the map so far, because it has been hectic over towards Neox. Fury's still playing on that south side of it though. You go Flash on screen. I think a team that struggled in the past this year. I mean, they are looking to get a little bit better into this one, but they were a rookie team at the start, and they have been plowing through into some of the most prestigious tournaments of the year. So we've got to give this team time, I would say. Well, we're off at the moment, Scarface. I can spot a marble on the top of the mountaintop. Looking to do exactly that here. Figure out where these teams are playing. He has a team just down towards the south, but right now in the Flash.
So it's interesting that Ulf have left Kelsey out over towards Stadium, right, for that recall tower this late when they have got already such a prior position. Furia looking to go for a challenge against Thundertalk. Already hitting him so low. How do you hit those? Ayala, beautiful. Now looking to go big with an aid. Does a lot of damage. And the Molotov to follow it up. Pinches him into the corner. And they know what they're playing against.
Oh,
it's just easy for Furia.
That's cool gameplay there from Ayala. The perfectly placed molly. Has to drop down. Doesn't have time to go for the first aid. And notices that the pin had not been pulled for a long time there at all. So he just sends her out the side. So he thinks to himself, you know, I can just step up, go for the shot through the window. It's good awareness. I mean, Ayala played in quite a few different teams. Glad he's found a place here on side with Furia. Making look good as well. So far, 5 elims for them. Only one behind the top squad currently in 4 Thrives.
4 Thrives with that elim over towards everybody else pretty much in Neox Factory. Do still have this top spot, but it's a question of now getting into the circle for them. The 4 Thrives, they may not have the easiest time of it out on the western side. Goat's team challenging, getting the spray over towards Gaming Stars. Rolex does go down. Not fully flushed just yet, but you imagine it is only a matter of time here. And Rolex, yeah, that's going to be confirmed. Recalls are going to start to get harder now, Blank. Teams are starting to take position on priority recall beacons, and it will be more difficult to find your way towards them. So eliminations are going to start to stick.
There they are. For Goat there, 477, actually Unreal player, by the way. If there's anyone you want to watch on that team, it is 477. He has had some amazing moments in the past and had a bunch of elims on side. Now we get a nasty circle shift over towards the east here. Cuts through with the river, the water in play. Orangutan actually made a decent rotation before this, try and get central and get some high ground off the back of that one, despite actually having some fights early on, which is quite cool to see. But now they've got a tough approach here. Realistically, they want a western shift on this next circle, because if it keeps going over towards the eastern side, towards Hua Sing, as well as Muhopan, you're gonna have a bad time off the back of that. Right now, All Game is the only team that really has a solid spot over there, but you do have Thundertalk coming in from that northern edge towards Muhopan. We'll wait and see. This is definitely very much one of those situations where you're looking for stage 3, how you want to play this one out. For KRX, we're gonna try and take both sides. It's greedy, I like it though.
I mean, it's worth a go. Bini now with that outpost on the western side, the only player to have crossed from that central position. You don't want to be on the back foot when it comes to getting across here, and I feel like they're going to be looking to send more players on through. Bini creating, with the destructible terrain and the explosive bow, creating a nice little divot for himself. He can start to play around that, cover off the sight lines, actually popping the vehicle in there as well. That's going to protect the tires.
You know what? I actually really do like that. I think here on Rondo, the explosive bow and arrow could be unreal, just for terrain destruction in general. Creating little divots to play on demand with that. It's quick and easy compared to the nade. Ayala still continuing on the warpath here for that team. They're fairly central to Igor's moving up now from test track. I think he might have just dipped out to go for a loot crate. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I have to see if he's going to catch that one on the loop. Aurora taking position again, looking to stay fairly central. They're more on the south side of things, but they have got this beautiful high ground on the top of this mountain to overlook over to everybody around them. Will be pretty tricky. I'm also keeping an eye on 4 Thrives, who have yet to really make an entrance. So far, most of what's happened has come off of their test track and Neox Factory hot drop in terms of their point scoring, but now they have to push in from the west side, and we're getting back into bread and butter PUBG Mobile for them, and so it will be interesting to see what they're able to achieve there on the west side.
On board with Aurora still, though. This team's had some difficulties over the year in terms of tournaments. I mean, PMMI, they had a really dominant group stage, though. And I think that was one of the promising things to watch, because it really was a dominant group stage. Obviously, didn't have that quite same success over towards that finals, but I think for Aurora, certainly trying to keep things under wraps at the moment. Just feels like finals tends to be a little bit scary for this squad so far, despite having like such confident players on side. I mean, you watch the walkout there from Aurora and you're like, honestly, these guys feel like the veterans of this tournament. Obviously, we get to see Alpha 7 coming out, but I would honestly say for Aurora, yeah, they are the veterans of Group A at least. They're the guys that know the most. They're probably the guys that with the least nerves coming out onto the stage.
I think so. I think they do. They have got that story. I mean, Top Dot, Diol, Reefus, like just such storied names coming on through from the region. But you're right, they had that little bit of a downturn, and there has been criticism levied, I think probably most specifically at Doc, in terms of the way that he sometimes splits out, plays too separate, doesn't play with the rest of the roster. It felt like maybe he'd found some fixes to that over the course of the last year and a half or so, and hopefully they can be learnt from and move forwards. Because Aurora did just do a little bit of a wraparound and have gotten far more central onto this next circle.
Yeah, I think it's hard, right? Because at some point you have to look at the rest of the squad as well. Kelsey on a mad dash out there. I am surprised he is still kicking at this point. Heart must be racing. Finally, he is taken down there by Ziol. The rest of the team not able to help, but you do need to start looking at some of the other players on Aurora. I don't think we can put all the blame over on Doc, because a lot of times that blame comes his way, because when he goes down, the team suffers because of it, because he is so good at the game. Win will find Top on a nasty little headshot, actually, just peeking over the top of that ridge side.
A really nice cut across comes through from Aurora there. I mean, we caught the end of that rotation as Furia were taking that volley of fire, but Aurora from the south side went around Furia and into the south point of Ulf. It forced Ulf to regroup in an unfavorable scenario, which has led to them losing a player. And it's put them under a lot of pressure. They are in nade range now from Aurora, who can start to levy this central position.
I mean, the more nades thrown at Aurora, and the ones that don't hit, just providing more divots for them to play in towards. So this is actually not the worst thing in the world. Emergency cover flare also brought out off the back of this one. Circle did shift back over towards the western side, which Orangutan's quite happy with, playing over towards the northwest. Gaming Stars do lose Rolex. A couple of players brought back into the game, though, so we're still at a solid 55 count on players.
Yeah, we do have a couple more minutes of these recall towers being active, but they are starting to get difficult to find. I mean, RRQ currently sat on top of pretty much, I think, the only one in the zone. The Muho Pan recall tower is technically accessible, and maybe you could get out there, but it's all the way over there. It's much more likely you're going west out to the Bamboo recall tower. But I don't think that the last player for Gaming Stars is going to be able to get anywhere near them, because there's a solo trapped in the middle. Does manage to extract a point against Flash, though, on the north side. Deploys the emergency cover. That was a real sound effect coming on through. I liked it.
It's a sad image there, Satan, honestly. I mean, fair enough. I mean, Enigma Galaxy must be devastated off the back of this match. Head down. You know, you just got to pick yourself back up onto that next match, but it's 12 matches, John. It's not a lot of time you have to work with here. Ooh. You really, really do need to get a move on. So I think for Enigma Galaxy, they realized they just lost out on one of the highest earning maps over these 2 days, and there's only 2 of them. So they're really going to put in the work over the next 11. I said they looked confident coming into this one. Maybe less confidence. All right, maybe we do need a guy on the outpost.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's not what you want to see. We did also see X-Force Rejects coming in from the west side. Fourth Rise cut across them. I think they took 2 of those players. And now these central divots are going to get really jam-packed if they weren't already before. Fourth Rise taking a lot of ground on the west side, and they're going to put pressure on the back of the players in the middle. But RRQ are trying to weather the storm of nades being sent their way by GOAT Team, and it is not going well. A lot of points taken away as Pubg moves forward to try and take them down entirely, but not quite fast enough. Pubg falls, and now it looks like GOAT Team are under too much pressure. They've sent players too far forwards, and they might have just overextended.
I think RRQ is actually able to get a res beacon off. Actually, yes, they were. So only Nerf now left alive here. Gemforce is flying in. The rest of the team drops directly back on top of their own bodies. Viren goes down instantaneously. RRQ, the reinforcements arrive, but immediately become cannon fodder.
But it's slowing down. Will these reses come on through for RRQ yet again? A nade over forces Doc back off the ridgeline, waiting to repair top because he's on super low HP right now. It was a Furia knock, and they're not going to be pushing over just yet. Fury are all too happy with their position, so it is resable. But RRQ have been given a little bit of respite to get themselves back together. But the ordnance keeps on pouring through. Doc with a molly in hand. They're burning them up the hill behind the cars now, and the nades displacing them. But the reses just keep on coming, and RRQ are 4 men on their feet.
I think they're further behind is because of this nasty little bit of terrain. Some of the nades are bouncing high there, so the airbursts aren't doing quite as much damage as Aurora might hope them to do. But what a play from Nerf. Honestly, really, really well done to RRQ. It's not often you get to see a full squad reset in moments like that and directly back onto your own loot crate, so you lose effectively nothing other than giving points over to a different team. But yeah, incredible stuff. Really, really incredible stuff.
A lot of damage done. I mean, RRQ was sat on top of, I think it was a pretty much last second recall coming on through as well.
Yeah.
Just before things got shut down for RRQ.
That's up to him.
A really pivotal play coming on through because they are now shut down. So no more recalls. We're stuck with the players we've got, and it's only going to get fewer from here on out. At the moment, Furia, who have been doing a lot of work from their south position, are back on top in terms of Elim points. They're up to 9 now, Blank, and they have still got a really important compound.
Yeah, Fury's been doing fantastically well this game. They haven't really slowed down all that much either. For Fourth Rise, you're talking about the early play on that western side, but goodness me, look at the space that they're currently holding. They've got a big old playground to work with. Unfortunately, the circle does move over towards that east side. That is awkward ground to play as well. We saw it earlier, where currently Ulf is playing, as well as X-Force Rejects. Pagoda's in play here for KRX to try and work off the back of now. The flash forward. Tops goes down to a nasty nade from Hoxie. Now he's looking to unleash one more here behind the Willow.
Bows and Zeus on the inside. Only 2 players now left for the flash. Hoxie tries to make the cross, but it's cut through. Will be taken down as Zeus steps out for the spray. Confirmation there, and that's going to leave them lacking on the numbers. It looked like a good opener, but it now needs to be converted. 3 players on the outside for Kiwoom DRX. They've lost a little bit of momentum there. Hoxie gets a little bit too quick with it.
Bows pull taut on the top side right now as the nerves run hectic in this team. Bows drops another nade out, though. It's perfect over towards QEZ. It's a bouncer. It almost gets Trey there. One nade goes up, and Bows will fall to it, leaving just 1 player alive now for the flash inside the building.
Vinny is tunneling his way towards the Pagoda right now, leveraging that explosive bow and arrow, but he is in. A lot of damage poured his way, and it's Orangutan who chime on through, getting that headshot coming on in. A clap back from India.
WizGod sending shots far down towards his south side. And this could be a good entry point now for Orangutan. If they want to go for it, they know they've opened up. They're sending Aru a little bit further forward, trying to scout this position. You can see him there off in the distance, but KRX currently, they're getting the reset on. Oh my God, there is no way!
What? 2 go down and flash full. It's a melee in the middle of the Pagoda there, but nobody's set to charge on in, and KRX may be able to keep all 3 of their players alive on 7 elims. On the east side, they've got a deep shot on this game.
I'm in for the flash. I love the play. I love the play. I like the confidence. Chest puffed out there to the maximum. Unfortunately, weren't quite able to flex hard enough there versus KRX. Furia moving in. They have a lot of teams to push on through. Chief looking over towards RRQ. Silence not able to make the push as RRQ has weathered a lot of storms so far. They've brought their brollies today.
Oh, the mad dash, though. It's not going their way. RRQ is suffering. Aurora's starting to step up to the plate and get those points on board. Doc's been spotted, but just stays still. Playing dead there. Doesn't want to become it either. Looks like he's staying safe. RRQ still alive, just about. See if they can get back to their feet as Furia lose the final player. And they go down. 9 eliminations and no placements. That is going to be their points total for the game.
Whole game is creeping up on the south side. They got further to go. They stop off over at this building. This is not in. Keep the vehicle safe at least for the time being. Zol goes down. RRQ, goodness me, man. I don't know how this is happening. I don't know how they're still going, but the adrenaline is flowing on the side of this squad at the moment. Up to 6 eliminations now, but they need some more points off the back of this game. They've done fantastically well to stay at where they have. GemForce moves forward with the JS9. Right now, Reefus, though, he's pulled off bigger clutches than this before.
He's a 1v4 though on the lip of this one, and it's going to need to be pushed past as well. They want to disengage here, but Reefus is low. I imagine his utility is starting to run down too, and the backlines are now being harried. In comes AG from this south side. They need to move past this as well. The question is, do they want to get involved? Reefus still stepping forward, still looking to leverage the ridgeline to play around, but it's not quite connecting, and the backlines make it all the harder. Unfortunately, though, for RRQ, they keep getting pressured, and into the backlines they go. Flowers there, and with a full 4 on the back, it's even harder for Reefus, but there's off angles. So many off angles, chiming in time and time again, and Reefus is still alive for Aurora.
Causing problems. Gaming Stars, Maniac looking to send a wild grenade over the top here, through to All Gamers. Maple still on the front line, still looking good for the team. They lost XZZ fully. We can see here Maple currently working with 5 elims so far. How is Reefus still alive?
They have weathered so much this match, but it may just be all coming to a close here. Getting out of this ditch might prove to be just too much. I think that may have been Reefus chiming in, but All Gamers will go and take down RRQ where so many could not, and Reefus is still alive. Is he going to go for more? I think so. Stepping up for the spray, looking to do damage, and there is plenty left to do.
Reefus, the iron wall between every team on this side of the map, pulls out the shotgun, can't quite make the connection. Liu will find another 11 eliminations right now for All Gamers. They finished the scrims, they're here to play.
So at 4 Thrives though, on 11 themselves and 4 players alive, they're looking to sweep on the western side. Move in behind the Geek split. It could be huge if they can take down Kevin or Ragnarok. That is a huge opener for them, and they've got the ridge lines to play around. I don't think that they're going to have too much competition on this one, but they need an opener, and that's not how you want to start it. As Zypher going down, and Geek look at a regroup.
Flower Withers versus KRX on the southeast side. We'll look for a res off the back of this one, but KRX coming out of the pagoda is a bit of an awkward rotation for them. They have alerted All Games to position, but they're dealing with res in the process. Scarface finds KRX. Ulfa's still going, actually, surprisingly. Just a couple of players, Kedge and Scarface on board, but these guys have played together for a very, very long time. Nades bursting in front of each other's faces at the moment. Balak looks to send away. He's heading over towards Export's rejects. He's rocking up, gets forced forward. There's absolutely no way they make this work, and 4 Thrives still look phenomenal, still look good. 13 eliminations. Balak basically ice skating over the top of them.
But on the back lines, it's Geek who surge over the top and take half of 4 Thrives down. More players start to fall though, and it's going to be up on the north side. Orangutan may be missing a beat, not trying to take over the northern hill, whilst Geek was super committed to that western edge, and Geek can now sidle back on through. I think it's Geek's game to lose here, Blank.
Potentially, but for Orangutan, I respect this gameplay. You want to get further into those matches. You want to see more of these games. This is the way to do it. So far, their rotations have always been the thing we've praised them for. And this does look good, but it's those eliminations that they are lacking on right now, down to 2, but they can make up for that later on in this game.
13 eliminations for 4 Thrives, and All Gamers on 12 as well. Already up in that 4th place. It is great matches for these two teams already. As Falak under pressure from Liu, doesn't quite finish the spray down there, has to go for the reload, and actually over the heads comes the backup from Geeke, keeping 4 Thrives in it for just a moment longer as Falak gets the heal off. A really prescient push out coming on through, but sidesteps those as well. The spray's just not connecting on it.
Oh, Falak is cheeky, man. I mean, the run out there, trying to get some more information on it. It's a good nade. Burst between the two of them, though. Not enough damage done right there. Knocks another one of his own. It goes behind. Won't quite do enough damage there towards Flower. Sends one to the side too. That one bounces far enough, I would say. Hits Liu. Sadly, Falak will go down to Ragnarok in the back lines. Gives time potentially for all gamers to get their player back up again. That is a disgusting Molotov, though. A double on top of it. Falak surely goes down off the back of this. IQ incredibly low. Pulls out the extinguisher, though.
Puts them in the pressure cooker. And IQ just about stays alive. Falak did fall in the process. Flower now moves forwards, but Geeke have sightlines onto the angle, and IQ keeps shimmying away from this one. He's got a Molotov too. Where's it going? Over to the structure, over to the building, and Flower's caught in it. He's taking tick damage, but I think he's going to get it. The burn does come on in and confirms the flush. Flower steps out wide. It's not going to make it. Top 3 for IQ. And Geeke just about keep themselves as 4.
I mean, for Geeke, I said at the start of the game, they looked real confident. There maybe wasn't a lot of people expecting too much out of this squad, but they have sticked as 4 hero from Rondo. Like I said, easy for Bad Boy. That guy is a rising star. And now it's Geeke versus Orangutan. At the end of the game here, IQ still in, and 4 Thrives is at least guaranteed at 3rd place. And with 14 eliminations, they have had a fantastic run here on Rondo. Max might need to eat his words a little bit, saying that this is not their favorite map, because it definitely feels like it.
Or if it's not their favorite map, I am scared for everyone else moving on to Erangel and onto Miramar as well, because if they outplay themselves here, there is no chance for anyone else. Geeke looking to marshal their positions on this north side, getting that loot crate up there as well. They are chilling right now as we're waiting for the circle to start to push them in. Orangutan be very quiet. 2 eliminations only so far, Blank.
Try and weather it out. Down on this side, they got the divots in play. Not trying to silhouette themselves too much here versus Geeke. Easy for Bad Boy, consistently moving to the top. I think he's a clear idea. Sadly, it's not a lot of space to split here for Orangutan either. I do believe the circle will just pull them in. I don't think Geeke is looking to make any mistakes going forward. Oh, IQ will go down. But again, this has still been a fantastic match here for 4 Thrives. They end this match on 19 points total. The big thing about this, though, is 4 Thrives. Their days usually live and die by their Rondo, by their first map. I think this will give them the confidence to give the run a real good one throughout the rest of the day.
I mean, and we're looking at getting into the grand finals here as well. Top 5 is where they should be setting their sights, so a good start like this is brilliant.
One good day for 4 Thrives, honestly, could be the difference maker. We know how many points they can put up in a single sitting.
They've done it before. Will they do it again? Will they catch everyone unawares, or left lacking? But now, Orangutan down the hill. We're being quiet. Geeke, with all 4 of their players just still alive. Neither team on huge elim counts. If Geeke managed to pick up all of these points, they would just about beat 4 Thrives points total on this match, but only by the 1. Able to get up to a maximum of 10 elims and 10 placements would put them on 20. Orangutan still just staying quiet, playing in those divots, waiting for Geeke to make a misstep, but I don't think it's coming.
Yeah, for Orangutan here, it's a hard push. They're forced to use util here to try and shimmy their way upwards. Vehicles in play as well. I mean, Wizgod can try and play distraction, but it's going to be a hard thing to pull off. Now there's down to 2 in AKOP, as well as Aru underneath. More nades trying to use to create a little bit of clamber points here for the squad, but Easy Bad Boy has rough idea, rough position. AKOP is going to go down to a perfect